Welcome. So, someone suggested, suggested or commented that I should actually review the second issue. But I think this is probably the second issue, or yeah, something like that. I think in the compendium, they go by chapters, I believe. So, chapter 2, Miles Behind Us. Yeah, I think that's it. Because the second issue is called Miles Behind Us. So, today I'm going to be reviewing this. So I just got to get this into focus. There we go. So then, Laurie's standing out on the road looking at Atlanta. And then Shane's telling Laurie about Carl being asleep. Not important for these. It's just that what Shane does to Laurie. He grabs her, then kisses her, then either it's rape. I'm not sure, then... Yeah, I'm not going to go into much detail what happens in the third few last panels of the second page, or the page on the right. And here we are, and Laurie's looking at Shane's grave, and then she's literally has no remorse for Shane. She's like, yo, fuck this dude. He friggin' was a dick. Which he is. And also, you should check out Dan's reviews, because he probably has much more better The Walking Dead reviewing than I do. But thing is that my friend Daniel, aka Dan's Reviews, has this Shane thing, but he hates it really a lot. Just Shane in the show was a dick. You remember when I can't remember who he went with, but when Shane had to go out to go find supplies with a dude, remember when Shane shot the guy in the leg just so he can escape with the supplies? You know, that just shows how much Shane is just a great Walking Dead character. But the part where Shane shoots the guy, can't remember the guy's name. I'm gonna call him Guy, but at that point it's because let me see. It only happens in the show, not in the novels, the graphic novels. And then Carl's there and whatnot. I just have to actually read most of this. I'm just gonna see where I can find some important little details. Oh shit. This is where they meet up with Tyrese. I'm not sure if this is the same in the show. I haven't watched a lot of it lately, the show. I kind of like the comics, the graphic novels, more than the show, though. But there's more of details in the comics instead of theories, because the one part of the comics is where the first issue where it has the most bizarre things. Nothing too important here. It's just Tyrese and Rick talking, and then them killing the zombies. Oh, actually, huge detail in the comics and between the show is that in the comics they never are trapped in a highway with millions of cars, and that T-Dog, I think it's either T-Dog or Tyrese that cuts their arm. Then that's when the zombies start noticing them. That never happens in the comics. That's probably made up entirely just for the show. Then Andrea, it's Laurie. Laurie finally announces to Rick that she's pregnant. And then Dale is almost killed by a zombie, but the zombie is frozen. This makes me think of the book series, amazing book of the World War Z. It's because at one point, what I'm assuming to believe is the made-up character, or the character for the movie version of it, is probably The book is probably after. Because, you know, in the end of the movie of World War Z, it says the war has just begun. And you see, like, many people shooting zombies and stuff. Well, that's... The book is after the movie, from what I seen in the timeline. See what it seems. And then, back to what I was trying to remind me of thing, is that, yeah, a certain part where the dude is reviewing a woman, the whole area is snow, and then there's a whole bunch of zombies that are frozen. And this is completely not Walking Dead related, but who's this Zach dude they keep on talking about in the books? It's just, I don't get it. Super intelligent zombie, some mutated zombie. I just don't know who that is. Oh, it's gone out of view. Oh, it's gone out of focus again. I'm trying to. Oh, that's a little bit better, yeah. Then, there's not much details here. They finally find Wiltshire, but this happens until later that they find the panel, which says all dead inside. But I think in the show they use that panel for the hospital, for the cafeteria, I think, yes. Because you know how when Rick wakes up and he sees the cafeteria door with the panel that says all dead inside, and then a zombie hand comes out of the door to try and grab Rick. Yeah, that's only an issue 2 here. I can't wait until I get to see the Whisperers. Keeps on going out of focus per page I turn. But still not too much details. Some freaking ass stupid, very fat zombie. That's pretty much it. And just going by. She does. Oh, when I think Donna doesn't exist in the show. Yeah, and then this is where it says all dead do not enter, which is only in the very first episode of The Walking Dead show version. Then zombies start appearing. Then Donna is dead, and it's just I didn't like her anyway. She was such a pissy. I just didn't like her, although she was a Christian. It's just that her way of talking to people was just annoying and irritating to me. And I think it's, yeah, that dude, that guy who almost, I think, was about to kill himself. It's just very saddened about that. And then I think we're about to go to the part where they find the farm. Oh yeah, there's a part where Carl gets shot. So pretty much a huge major spoiler for those who haven't even seen this part of the show yet. So another huge detail is that, oh, it's kind of the part that Carl gets shot. Doesn't change. It just, Carl gets shot, and then Otis appears and says, he says it was an accident. But in the show, Carl was looking at a deer, and that's when he gets shot. In the show, it was a hunting accident, but in the comics, it's just Otis thought they were a bunch of walkers. And then Otis brings them back to the farm where Herschel is. The farm there. Maggie looks so friggin'. Oh yeah, that's not Maggie. That's not her. I just need to find panel. Nothing really too important happens in these panels here. It's just a whole bunch of talking and flirting between Maggie and Maggie. A whole bunch of flirting between Maggie and Maggie. Wow. But like I was saying, Maggie in the comics looks way different from the version in the show. So then a whole bunch of more talking, and then Rick says, what about the barn? Can we go in there? And then Herschel's like, no, we cannot. It's because Herschel thought that the zombies were still human, I believe. But then Shane opens it in the show. I'm not sure how it happens in the comics. Again, I just probably have to see them. Then Herschel gets mad over the fact that Rick's been killing all the zombies that we meet. And then Maggie and Glenn get some hard-on in what seems to be the garage. Then they're all just more talking and weird stuff. And then they open the barn. Well, actually, in the comics, it's Herschel that opens the barn, that lets out all the zombies. So basically, I think it's, yeah, two of Herschel's children die. Arnold, and then that not really important character. Wait. That's... Oh, for a second there, I thought a zombie was eating her head, but that's just Herschel. Once again, grotesque detail of her guts being eaten. Not much after that, just them burying zombies, Herschel's 2 children, I believe, yeah, and the one child that he had that he kept in the barn. And then Herschel catches Glenn with Maggie, and then at one point in the comic is that when they're cleaning up the barn, then Rick goes to ask Herschel if they can stay in the barn, but he says no. And then something about the house as well. But then at one point, Herschel says, "Get off of my farm." I'm not showing it because I'm almost done on my limit the limit for the amount of time I can film. So then they're walking, and then now Dale and I think it's Andrea or Carol, I think. Then they start to begin their hard-on time soon. Then I think it's, yeah, Dale and Carol find the prison. Here we are. There's a whole bunch of zombies. And that's the end of issue 2. Just a little hint towards the 3rd issue is that they find prisoners in the cafeteria, but in the show that never happened. And I'll say much more details of that in the 3rd issue. 3rd issue is called... Oh, that's not the... Actually, that was... What the fuck? Chapter 3, Safety Behind Bars. So I hope you enjoyed this review. And, comment down below if you want the 3rd issue to be reviewed. But this time I'm going to have to do it tomorrow. Or today. It really depends. So I hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye. I thought I pressed the button.